are you reading?
Some kind of interesting book about Timucua. But too bad we cannot go and travel there to the land of Timucua.
No.
We have only some monuments here in San Agustin.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great to get out in the local area and see what we can. But we're also looking forward, I think, to taking a trip.
We love to travel.
We missed some big trips this summer.
But anyway, what do you think? Where we can go next? We did so many trips, so many fantastic trips, special, unique. But where can we go? And why even we're doing those trips? What do you think?
I think it's, first of all, I think we're always interested in adventure.
Yes.
We like seeing new things. We like doing new things. And especially we like seeing people in different circumstances. And so all the different trips, especially that we've done with Flagler students, have been not just about the place, although they've been exciting. Cusco, Rome.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Jerusalem, so many different places. But I think not only do we like to travel for travel's sake and everything we learn, but since we both lived in different places for so long, we know how important that is to get other people to visit those places too. Because if we learn something, we think others can learn something there too.
Because as they say, that the best university is travel.
I like that. I will always be studying in that university.
You study, you learn so much. Like for me was like the best, the best way to realize and learn about my own culture when I was living in France. Because I was learning about the new customs, new way of doing things, and then I was kind of doing the retrospection and see, wow, and how is my culture, what I am doing, is there good or bad? And sometimes I said to my student that all cultures, they are great. There may be something that you don't like, leave it. But look for something that you like in that culture and make your own, kind of appropriate that specific thing that you like from each culture, and that would make a person whole and global and also open to others. It's the best school, the best university.
I'm sad that we had to cancel our Yucatan trip.
Oh.
That was supposed to be coming up pretty soon, and we love the Yucatan. Combination of the churches, old
Mayan culture,
Mayan temples, swimming in cenotes.
Yes,
that's nice.
And I already had my canvas course prepared with great images, the plan, itinerary. It will be fantastic. We did twice, and every time we did this, it was phenomenal.
So for me, it's like the real Magic Kingdom, not Orlando, but Merida, and because the
Yucatan, yeah.
Well, we've got a plan, so maybe we'll have a chance to do it again. I always like Rome. Rome has always been
unique,
important for so many reasons.
Yeah, because we met them.
Well, we met there, yeah.
Oh,
That's a part of the process.
Certo.
Certo, signora. But I think I like also to bring students there, not only because it's connected to my history, but I always have loved Roman history. So to go to Rome, and every time it's new, it's called the Eternal City, and I think it's eternally open to new vistas, programs, tours, because they're always finding something or opening up something
new. They discover new things, uncover something from the dust and century of layers of the dirt. But also fantastic trip and unique in many ways. It was to Spain and last year that we did El Camino de Santiago.
So that was amazing.
We combined the language immersion and cultural, but mostly El Camino, porque during the Camino we all learn about diversity of the gastronomy in Spain, the language diversity, diversity in way of living, the hospitality, so many aspects, and of course also the spiritual aspect of walking with others. And discovering that there are so many different people that walk for different reasons, but we all have this one goal to get to Santiago de Compostela.
So we had to work together. We had to be patient with each other, support each other, and each person had their own camino, their own journey, but we did it together, which was incredible. Of course, the language part is important, and some of the programs that we've been involved in, especially you, have had a very big language component. Cusco.
Always,
Peru.
yeah, for me always was the language, but language not separate from the culture, the combination. Like in Peru, so we lived with the families. When we went to the Titicaca Lake, so we stayed on this island where there was no power, there was no phone, no cars, and the students said that was like the best experience ever.
Interesting.
To experience that uniqueness, to live on that island.
I believe that. No, for me, Peru also was a magic kingdom. The combination of Spanish colonial and then ancient sites, not just the Inca, number of cultures
There's
even before.
So many cultures in Peru that we only saw little part. If you go north, there's many, many more. So exactly, in all those travels, you learn about that beautiful world, but it's unique world, but also it's so diverse. And we cannot ignore that diversity. We have to bring always to our own life and, spread that we're all unique, but we can live together, we can share beliefs, we can share cultural aspects, we can share our knowledge. So it's like, there's no other university that travel, that's for sure.
I think that's particularly important for Flagler now, because we are focusing on our core values and what is important for the college, what is important for students, and certainly coming to grips with diversity is one thing that is very important in our country. And one of the ways to learn about that is realizing how diverse the world is and being in a place where maybe you don't know the language, or maybe you aren't sure what you can do and what you can't do. And so you have to be patient and, almost like a child, learn how to deal with others and, in a sense, be humble to learn. And flexible, and then be able to embrace the diversity of others. So I don't know, I want to travel again.
Me too.
This COVID has been, no doubt, a big obstacle, but history.
Okay. But we cannot travel physically, but we can travel in our mind.
Right.
And that's what makes us free. We cannot focus only on COVID that stops us. COVID helps us to be with the other.
So now, we can read about other cultures. We can study other cultures. Especially, we can study a different language in preparation for travel abroad. I think the J term is a great idea. Spring break, May semester, especially for sophomores, because there's not going to be a time ever, I don't think, in these students' lives when they're going to be freer than right now. And so this is the time to try to find a way to find a trip and study abroad. Some of us, we know people who have met their partners on study abroad trips.
I want to bring other aspect that study abroad is not only fantastic because we travel, but also when we come back, we're bringing our experiences alive here, and students also learn that they can have more options, possibilities when they're looking for a job.
That's true.
Because many those things that we talk about, flexibility, communication, be more humble, knowing how to solve some problems in the other country, give them those characteristics and be more marketable.
Right. Because
For the
employers are
job.
looking for people who are open to diversity, understand different cultures.
Yes.
And because if you're a business person, chances are you're looking for a global market many times. And so it's horrible when business people don't understand the different cultures. They make mistakes that they don't need to make. And I think they realize that now. So like you say, when people have a travel experience, and then if they add a language to that as well, they become, to use the term, yes, marketable. But I think another way of saying it is they become capable of getting a job that's really a cool job, something that they would really like.
Yeah, and also find the volunteering option, like go to Peace Corps
Yeah.
or AmeriCorps, working with in the poorer neighborhood or in the education with kids. So there are so many possibilities that like the world is open right now. Before COVID's closed, but it's still open, and the possibilities are also open and waiting. Only we have to get on the road and start walking.
Okay. Can't wait to go again.
Yes, me too.
Andiamo.
Andiamo, 24 piedi siamo.
Andiamo. Okay.